The mystery surrounding the man in the Iron Mask is one of the most captivating historical enigmas of France's Ancien Régime. For over 300 years, scholars, historians and writers have been fascinated by the man who spent decades imprisoned during the reign of King Louis XIV, forced to conceal his identity with a mask, often said to be made of iron. While the masked prisoner has been immortalized in literature, most famously by Alexandre Dumas in his 1847 novel The Vicomte de Bragelonne, the real identity of the man remains elusive. Various theories have been proposed over the years, with historians such as Andrew Lang contributing significantly to the debate. The figure of the man in the Iron Mask first entered historical records in the 17th century during the reign of Louis XIV, known as the Sun King. His imprisonment was first noted in 1669, when a prisoner was transferred to the fortress of Pignerol, under the custody of the formidable jailer Benigne d'Auvergne de Saint-Mars. Saint-Mars was known for his loyalty and discretion, which made him the perfect choice to manage such a delicate prisoner. The prisoner was later moved between various prisons, Sainte-Marguerite, Exillis, and finally the Bastille, always under the supervision of Saint-Mars. Eyewitness accounts consistently mention that the prisoner's face was always covered, with some later reports claiming the mask was made of iron. French philosopher Voltaire, who was imprisoned briefly at the Bastille, contributed to the legend by writing that the man was of great importance and that his identity had to be concealed at all costs. While Alexandre Dumas' novel romanticized the figure and added the speculative twist that the masked man was the twin brother of Louis XIV, there is no concrete evidence supporting this claim. Nevertheless, several plausible theories about his true identity exist. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the man in the Iron Mask was a man named Eustache Dauger, who was arrested in 1669 and remained imprisoned until he died in 1703. This name appears in official prison records, and unlike other theories, Dauger's identity as the masked prisoner is supported by historical documentation. He was described as a valet and was initially imprisoned for reasons that remain unclear. However, his role as a mere servant would not seem to warrant such extraordinary secrecy, which has fueled speculation that Dauger knew sensitive state secrets. Some historians believe Dauger may have been involved in a political scandal, possibly linked to Nicolas Fouquet, a former superintendent of finances who was also imprisoned at Pignerol. Fouquet's fall from grace involved accusations of embezzlement and treason, and Dauger may have served as a valet or confidant to him. According to this theory, Dauger's knowledge of Fouquet's political intrigues or his personal involvement in them necessitated his long-term imprisonment. However, the exact nature of the secrets he allegedly possessed remains speculative, and many scholars argue that the intense precautions taken to conceal his identity go far beyond what would have been required for someone of his rank. A competing theory suggests that the man in the Iron Mask was a high-ranking political rival of King Louis XIV, perhaps even a royal figure. One such candidate is François de Bourbon, Duke of Beaufort, a grandson of Henry IV of France. Known for his rebellious streak, Beaufort was involved in the aristocratic Fronde rebellions against Louis XIV's early rule. He was later captured and reportedly killed during a battle against the Ottoman Empire in 1669. However, some writers, including early commentators, speculated that Beaufort's death was staged and that he was secretly imprisoned. They argue that the Duke was too powerful to execute publicly, as he had the support of many noble families. According to this theory, his imprisonment and forced anonymity were part of a strategy to avoid public outcry. However, there is little concrete evidence to support this theory, and most historians dismiss it as unlikely. One of the most enduring theories popularized by Alexandre Dumas is that the man in the Iron Mask was the twin brother of Louis XIV. In Dumas' fictionalized account, the birth of twins in the royal family presented a political crisis. To prevent potential claims to the throne, the twin brother, Philippe, was hidden away from birth and later imprisoned under a mask to preserve the secrecy of his existence. This theory adds an element of personal drama and betrayal, suggesting that Louis XIV himself ordered the imprisonment to secure his reign. Despite its appeal in literature, there is no historical basis for this theory. No records or evidence have ever indicated the existence of a royal twin. Nonetheless, this idea continues to captivate the public imagination and has been the subject of many adaptations in film and literature. Historian and writer Andrew Lang made significant contributions to the scholarly study of the man in the Iron Mask. In his book, The Valet's Tragedy, 1903, Lang explores the possibility that the prisoner was indeed Eustache Dauger, as supported by historical records. Lang delves deeply into the motivations behind Dauger's imprisonment, speculating that Dauger may have been involved in espionage or high-level political scandals. Lang's research suggests that Dauger's real crime may have been connected to his knowledge of sensitive political or royal affairs, which made him too dangerous to be released. He dismisses more romanticized theories, such as Dumas's twin brother narrative, and instead focuses on political intrigue as the most plausible explanation for Dauger's fate. Lang also points out that the mystery was likely exaggerated over time by figures such as Voltaire and Dumas, whose accounts contributed to the mythologization of the man in the Iron Mask. Another serious contender for the identity of the masked prisoner is Ercole Antonio Mattioli, an Italian diplomat. Mattioli was involved in a complex political scandal related to the sale of the fortress of Conceal to France. After betraying both France and his native Italy by exposing secret negotiations, Mattioli was captured by French agents and imprisoned. According to some historians, Mattioli's betrayal could have been serious enough to warrant a lifelong imprisonment, with the mask used to prevent any chance of recognition or escape. This theory holds some merit due to Mattioli's diplomatic status and his involvement in sensitive international affairs. However, the time frame of his imprisonment and the manner of his death do not perfectly align with the details of the man in the Iron Mask's imprisonment, leading some historians to question this theory's validity. The true identity of the man in the Iron Mask remains a mystery, despite the many theories proposed over the centuries. Eustache Dauger appears to be the most credible candidate, given the historical records and Andrew Lang's extensive research. However, the lack of definitive evidence has allowed more dramatic theories to persist, such as the twin brother of Louis XIV and political rivals like the Duke of Beaufort. The fascination with this enigmatic prisoner is likely to endure, as the man in the Iron Mask represents not just a historical curiosity, but also the embodiment of the mysteries, political intrigues and power struggles that characterized Louis XIV's reign. Whether a servant or a high-ranking noble, his story serves as a reminder of the lengths to which monarchs could go to protect their power and secrets.